Can the Jets pull the upset against the Buffalo Bills again? Hey, what's going on? I am Matt O'Leary, back with another video. Today I'm talking about the New York Jets versus the Buffalo Bills. Before we get started today, I just wanted to mention that you can follow me on social media at Matt O'Leary NY. If you haven't already, please make sure to check out the Just Jets podcast, wherever it is you get your podcast. And also, I don't talk about this nearly enough. We got merch. Check out the link to the merch down below in the description. Get yourself something nice. So it's the 7-5 New York Jets against the 9-3 Buffalo Bills. And here is your DVOA rankings. The Jets on offense are 19th. The Buffalo Bills are 4th in the NFL. The Bills also have the 4th defense. So that's an elite level team for sure, while the New York Jets defense is 5th in defensive DVOA. They have been utterly fantastic all year long. For our Mojo spotlight, we are taking a look at Garrett Wilson, who continues to climb. He is up 4.08% this week after a monster showing against the Minnesota Vikings. Obviously, I think the Buffalo Bills are going to put some attention on him, but now is still the time to get in on him, as his value will only increase as the yards go up. Offensive Rookie of the Year, I think there's a good shot. So something we learned yesterday is the New York Jets have a flu going through their team, I guess. George Fant, Corey Davis are just some of those guys. And I myself have the Jets flu. If you can't tell from the voice, I've been struggling the last couple of days, and supposedly not the only one. Lee from Loyal NY Jet Fans is sick. We got Buffalo Jet is sick, and Steven Russo from TOJ Live is also sick. So you got the content team sick too, and the players on the field. Things you don't like to see. But hopefully what we do like to see is a New York Jets upset win, which is exactly what the Jets did the last time these two teams played. As I mentioned, the big reason, there were two really big things why the Jets won that game. Number one, their defense was able to create turnovers right away. It looked like the Buffalo Bills were going to drive down the field, score points early in that game after a brutal, kickoff from Braden Mann, and you get an interception from Jordan Whitehead. And then there was another interception from Sauce Gardner later on in the game. The big turnovers against that Buffalo Bills team is going to be a big reason to, pull an upset like that. And then they also punched the Buffalo Bills in the mouth over and over and over again in the run game. Can they do that again? If so, then I think they have a good chance to win. But it's going to be extremely difficult because the Bills defense is expected to get some reinforcements. Matt Milano could potentially be back, and he was unavailable the last time these two teams played. Also, Trey White is back. He played against the New England Patriots, and now with some extra time, should be even healthier heading into this one. It was really a bad Josh Allen game the last time these two teams played, and Josh Allen didn't really look right until he had a get-right game against the New England Patriots. I thought he looked fantastic on Thursday Night Football. He made a couple of just unbelievable throws in that one, and he gets some extra time to prepare for this New York Jets team, as does the rest of the unit, which is a little scary. The Bills are a hard enough team to play in the first place. Now they have a couple of days extra rest. Makes it just that much more challenging. It's a big ask for this team to go on the road and beat a team like the Buffalo Bills. Can they do it? Are they up for the test? Like I mentioned earlier, I would anticipate the Buffalo Bills doing everything in their power to take away Garrett Wilson, who has just been on an absolute tear the last few weeks. He's been unbelievable. The last 5 or 6 games, he's been on a pace for like 1,600 yards and 7 or 8 touchdowns. He's been great, utterly fantastic. And if I'm Buffalo, I'm saying, okay, I am doing everything I can to make sure this guy doesn't beat me. So does this mean we, for reals this time, get an Elijah Moore big game? He got his first touchdown a few weeks ago against the Chicago Bears. But how about an Elijah Moore really big breakout performance? Is that coming against the Buffalo Bills? I think there's a chance for it. Like I said, if Buffalo is able to minimize the impact of Garrett Wilson, Mike White is going to have to spread the ball around and get creative. Are you going to use your tight ends, Tyler Conklin and CJ Uzomah? Corey Davis, is he going to be healthy? 2, which version of Corey Davis are you getting? Because even against the Minnesota Vikings, you got 2 very different players. It was extremely boomer bust. He had some incredibly huge and clutch catches, and then just some back-breaking penalties and a drop, not really a drop, but a ball that was deflected that ended up getting picked off. It's strange. Corey Davis is a weird one, but the point is Mike White may have to spread the ball around, and maybe this is when Elijah Moore really breaks out and has a big game here. Also, two things. In the running game, we mentioned how important that was the last time. Michael Carter had a really good game against the Buffalo Bills the last time these two teams played. And Michael Carter's a full participant in practice this week. So I guess there is a chance that he is going to play on Sunday. So one, how healthy is he going to be? And what can Bam Knight do against these Buffalo Bills? He's been great the last few weeks. Robert Saleh said he's going to play, which is, expected after the performances that he's put up. He's earned that opportunity. So can these two guys specifically, because Ty Johnson's a little further down on the pecking order, and James Robinson really hasn't been effective. So I put a lot of weight on Michael Carter and Bam Knight. Are they going to be able to get the run game going against one of the toughest defenses in the league to run against? Again, really tough ask, but I think if you need to win this game, or if you want to win this game, I think you have to be able to run the football in this one. As I mentioned earlier, George Fant fighting off an illness like pretty much everyone is right now. But he is expected to be the starter at right tackle. Max Mitchell out for the season now. So Max Mitchell made his return last week and was pretty good in relief, and then got pulled very early in the Minnesota game when he was struggling, and now is out for the year. Not a ton of information on that one from Robert Saleh, so something we're going to have to keep an eye on. And then the last bit of things that I want to get into before I do the stat predictions and my score predictions and expectations for this game. What version of Mike White do you get? Do you get the Mike White success story that you've seen against the Cincinnati Bengals last year, or the first two games this year where he comes out and he looks great against the Chicago Bears and looks pretty good again against the Minnesota Vikings? Can he continue that success now against an incredible defense on the road in a divisional game, tough environment, all those things? Can he put those things to bed? Because last time these two teams played, granted, very different situation, or last time he played against this team, I guess I should say, he threw 4 picks, and it was a game where it wasn't really close or competitive. Now, both of these teams are kind of in a different spot. The Jets' offense is much more competitive. They are a much better football team than what they were a year ago. No one is going to debate or deny that. But this is a big test for Mike White. And as I mentioned on the podcast earlier in the week, he is going to gain a lot more fans if he wins this game and plays well on the road in Buffalo. That is a tall order, but we'll see how far, I guess, he can take this New York Jets team with his performance on Sunday. So let's get into my stat predictions. I'm going to have Mike White go 22 of 34. So not, I guess, somewhere in between the last 2 weeks. He threw 57 times against Minnesota. I don't think you're throwing almost 60 times against Buffalo. I don't think you're going to be able to throw like 25 to 28 times, though. I believe it was 28 passing attempts against the Chicago Bears. But nonetheless, I'm going to say 22 of 34, 238 yards, 1 passing touchdown, and 1 interception. So a pretty solid day. It's a completion percentage of over 60%. I think it's like 64.7, 238, 1 touchdown, and a pick. Something around that, which is, again, when considering your opponent, I think you sign up for that in a second. Bam Knight, I'm going to give him 12 carries leading the way for 52 yards and a touchdown. And I also will predict the Elijah Moore touchdown. I think that is coming this week. I think we get Elijah Moore in the end zone again for the second time with Mike White. So I guess his love for White is going to continue because I think he gets the football this week. As for the picks, all right, we will do picks against the spread, my score prediction, and then we'll go to Casey. So far, I picked the Jets last week, so I am 6-6 against the spread. I am taking the Jets plus 9.5 in this one. I think they cover that number. I know the Jets just lost. I know Buffalo looks great, but 9.5 is a big number in a divisional game, especially when you consider the Jets beat them the first time. I know it's their own building, so if they ended up winning by 10 points, would I be absolutely shocked? No, but in a divisional game, I think it's going to be a tight one. I think it's going to be a 1-score game. So give me the Jets plus 9.5. Unfortunately, I don't think the Jets win this one. I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills 27-20. I think it'll be a hard-fought game, but I think asking this football team right now to sweep the Buffalo Bills is a very tall order. Can they do it? Of course. I hope they prove me wrong. They proved me wrong the last time they played the Buffalo Bills, but I just don't think you get them twice. Let's go to Casey, who is 7-5 against the spread, and see who she likes. Casey is also on the New York Jets. So let me know your thoughts down below and predictions. Get after me on social media. Thank you so much for tuning in. Once again, please subscribe if you are new. I am Matt O'Leary, and I will talk to you next time.